Imagine, you wake up one morning, go about your usual routine, but something feels slightly off. Maybe your favorite mug is missing, or you distinctly remember a conversation that, according to your friend, never happened. Déjà vu? A trick of the mind. Or could this be a glitch in reality? A momentary overlap between parallel universes. The idea of parallel universes has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and storytellers for centuries. But what if it's not just science fiction? What if, right now, in a parallel world, there's another version of you, making different choices, living a different life, maybe even a completely different person? Could there be infinite versions of our universe where every possibility plays out somewhere else? Buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the mind-bending mystery of parallel universes. The mind-blowing concept of parallel universes. To understand parallel universes, we need to rethink everything we know about reality. We often assume that the universe, the vast expanse of space, time, and matter, includes everything that exists. But what if our universe is just one of many? Scientists call this the multiverse theory, a mind-expanding idea suggesting that multiple, perhaps infinite universes exist alongside ours. One of the most famous theories supporting this idea comes from quantum mechanics, the science of how tiny particles behave at the smallest scales. Here's where things get weird. In the 1950s, physicist Hugh Everett III proposed the many worlds interpretation. According to this idea, every time a choice is made, whether by a person, an atom, or even the universe itself, reality splits into multiple versions. Right now, as you watch this video, another version of you might be choosing to skip it. Quantum mechanics and the many worlds interpretation. Let's simplify this with a famous experiment. Schrödinger's cat. Imagine a cat is placed inside a box with a vial of poison that has a 50% chance of being released. Until you open the box, the cat is considered both alive and dead at the same time, existing in a state of superposition. But here's the twist. When you open the box, the universe decides on one outcome. However, in the many worlds theory, both possibilities play out. In one universe, the cat is alive. In another, it's dead. Now, extend this to your life. If reality constantly branches with every decision, then in another universe, you might have made different choices, taken a different job, moved to a different city, or even become a completely different person. This means there could be countless versions of you out there, each living a unique life. Cosmic inflation and the bubble universe theory, but quantum physics isn't the only place where parallel universes show up. Cosmologists believe that shortly after the Big Bang, the universe expanded at an unimaginable rate, a process called cosmic inflation. According to physicist Alan Guth, this inflation may have never stopped, meaning that new universes are constantly being created, like bubbles forming in boiling water. Each bubble universe could have its own laws of physics, dimensions, or even completely different realities. This brings us to a mind-blowing idea. If bubble universes exist, is it possible that some of them are similar enough to ours that they contain alternate versions of Earth, history, and even you? Could there be an Earth where dinosaurs never went extinct? A universe where you were born in a different country? Or one where everything looks the same? Except you never watched this video? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes the idea of parallel universes so fascinating. But is there any real-world evidence for their existence? That's where things get really weird. The search for parallel universes. Scientific evidence and strange phenomena. If parallel universes do exist, how would we ever prove it? After all, these realities exist beyond our perception, separate, unreachable. Or are they? Some scientists believe we may have already seen glimpses of them without realizing it. One of the biggest clues comes from cosmic microwave background. Radiation, CMB, the faint glow left behind by the Big Bang. This radiation serves as a cosmic fingerprint mapping the early universe. But in 2010, physicists noticed something strange, a mysterious cold spot in the CMB. Some researchers, including Laura Mersini-Houghton, suggest this could be evidence of a collision between our universe and another one. If true, this would be the first physical sign of a parallel world brushing against ours? Mysterious quantum phenomena. Do they hint at parallel universes? Beyond cosmology, quantum mechanics provides some of the strangest clues. One such mystery is quantum entanglement, a bizarre phenomenon where two particles become linked no matter how far apart they are. Change one and the other reacts instantly, even if they're light years away. Einstein himself called it spooky action at a distance. But what if these particles aren't just communicating within our universe? Some physicists speculate that quantum entanglement could be the result of hidden connections between parallel worlds, an invisible thread linking multiple realities. And then there's the famous double-slit experiment, where light behaves like both a particle and a wave, seemingly choosing different outcomes when observed. Could this mean our choices are influenced by actions in another reality? Some theories suggest we may be constantly interacting with alternate versions of ourselves, without even realizing it. Strange real-world incidents, glitches in the matrix. Now let's move beyond physics and into the bizarre realm of human experiences. Many people have reported events that seem to defy logic, sudden shifts in reality, memories that don't match history, or unexplainable coincidences. Some believe these could be glitches in the fabric of reality, moments where parallel universes briefly overlap. Take the Mandela effect, for example. This phenomenon occurs when large groups of people remember events differently from recorded history. The name comes from a widespread false memory that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, even though he actually passed away in 2013. Other examples include the Berenstain Bears versus Berenstain Bears controversy, where many recall the famous children's books being spelled differently. The mystery of the missing Sinbad movie, where thousands of people remember a 90s film called Shazam starring Sinbad, but no record of it exists. Some people even claim to have woken up in a slightly different version of their life, remembering events, people, or details that no longer seem to exist. Could these be memories from parallel universes? And then there are the time-slip phenomena, stories of individuals who momentarily experience another reality. One of the most famous cases happened in Liverpool, England, where multiple people reported suddenly finding themselves in a version of the city from the 1950s, seeing old-fashioned cars, people dressed in vintage clothing, and even stores that no longer existed. Minutes later, they were back in modern reality. If these stories are true, do they suggest parallel universes sometimes bleed into ours? Or are they just tricks of the mind? Science has no concrete answers, but it hasn't ruled anything out either. Could we ever travel between universes? If parallel universes exist, is there a way to reach them? Right now, traveling to another universe seems impossible, but some scientists think it's not completely out of the question. One idea involves wormholes, theoretical tunnels through space-time that could connect different points in the universe, or perhaps even different realities. Einstein's equations suggest that wormholes could exist, but we haven't found one yet. If we ever learn to stabilize them, they might serve as gateways to other universes. Another theory comes from string theory, which suggests that our universe is just one of many floating in a higher dimensional space. If we could manipulate these extra dimensions, we might be able to jump between parallel worlds, a concept explored in many sci-fi stories. But perhaps the biggest question is, what would we find? If we could step into another universe, would we meet another version of ourselves? Would they look like us, think like us, or live completely different lives? And if we ever crossed paths with our alternate self, what would happen? One thing is certain: if parallel universes exist, the possibilities are endless. And as science advances, we may one day find out just how deep the multiverse really goes. The implications of parallel universes. What would it mean for us? If parallel universes truly exist, it would change everything we know about reality. Think about it. What if every choice you've ever made has created a new version of you in a different universe? One where you took a different job, moved to another city, or even lived an entirely different life. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests exactly that. Every time you make a decision, the universe splits, creating alternate timelines where each possible outcome happens. In one universe, you chose to watch this video. In another, you didn't. Somewhere out there, another version of you is living with the consequences of a choice you never made. But if infinite realities exist, could we communicate with them? Some scientists believe quantum computing might be the key. Theoretical physicist David Deutsch has proposed that quantum computers could one day tap into parallel universes, using the power of multiple realities to solve problems that are impossible for classical computers. And then there's the question of consciousness. If our minds are tied to quantum processes, as some researchers suggest, could that mean we are constantly shifting between different versions of reality without realizing it? Have you ever experienced déjà vu, that eerie feeling that you've lived this moment before? Some speculate that déjà vu could be a glimpse into a parallel timeline where events played out slightly differently. Are we living in a simulation? If parallel universes exist, another mind-bending possibility arises. What if our universe is just one of many simulations running inside a higher reality? The simulation hypothesis, popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, suggests that an advanced civilization could create highly realistic virtual worlds, and we could be living inside one without knowing it. Think about video games. In just a few decades, we've gone from pixelated characters to hyper-realistic 3D worlds. Now imagine a civilization millions of years more advanced than us. Their simulations could be indistinguishable from real life. If they created countless simulated realities, the odds are that we're living in one rather than being in the original universe. Even billionaire Elon Musk has said there's a 1 in billions chance that we're in base reality. If he's right, our reality might not be the only one. It could just be a program running inside a more advanced world. And if that's true, who or what is running the simulation? Final thoughts. The ultimate mystery, parallel universes, remain one of the greatest mysteries in science. Right now, we don't have definitive proof that they exist, but every day, new discoveries in cosmology, quantum physics, and even human experiences hint at the possibility that we are not alone, not just in space, but in an infinite web of realities. So what do you think? Do you believe in parallel universes? Could another version of you be living a completely different life right now? Or are these just theories, ideas that will remain forever beyond our reach? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more mind-bending content. Until next time, stay curious.